my scrappy friends, welcome to the Clique Kits channel. This is Hannah with you today. I have a art journal page spread that I want to share with you. I am using the Wonderful You kit and the media kit. So I'm also using some random tissue paper. Some of it has come from my Clique kit. Some of it is just stuff that I've had in my stash. So I know the polka dot one is definitely from a Clique kit, and I want to say that green, that sea foamy green, minty green color, that one I think was from one of my kits too. I'm going to use this other paper, this tissue paper from Vicki. No, it's not Vicki Boutin. It's from, what's her name? She does mermaids and all that stuff. Jane Davenport, right? I don't know why I'm having a mental block on this. Anyway, it's not in the kit and it's not in the store. But anyway, it had similar colors. That is what is in the kit. So I'm also using some matte acrylic gel medium. This is basically paste or glue for mixed media work. So I put a layer of that on the bottom of the page, and I did not use any gesso on this bottom part. And then I'm gonna put a layer on top. This helps it stick. Sorry about my head and the sunlight. It was a sunny day, so I had my curtains closed, but some of the light still kind of gets in. So I did this for each layer, and I also drew like a part of a circle down at the bottom, so it's gonna look kind of like rays, right, while it's sticking out. The key when you're doing like an art journal-y page like this is know that sometimes one layer will look really weird. Especially as you start off, it might not look very beautiful. Now, so with this one tissue paper, I made sure that I separated the extra backing from it. I find that if it's too thick of a layer, it doesn't go on as neat and it rips a lot easier. And you do still have to be careful with any tissue paper that you use on a layout or a art journal page, that it is really fragile. So just a warning, you really don't want to be too rough with it unless you don't mind that it's crinkly and all that kind of stuff. So, and I will say, anytime I'm art journaling, I know it's never going to be perfect, and it's never going to, yeah, it's not going to be perfect. And I like that part of it. I like the part that it's mostly about playing and experimenting. And so you can do a lot of different things. So there was a little bit of space where where it was ripped. So I just tried to do the lines as best as I could to kind of fill in the gaps. A lot of this is really going to be covered up, which is why I'm not too worried about it. So here it's kind of starting to dry. I have cut around the edges because I don't want the edges. I want it to, I don't want that part. So I will say that this is where you find out if you've used enough glue. Because if you don't, it will start to lift up from the page. And you really don't want that. You kind of want it to feel like it's actually part of the page. But, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. This kind of thing is not supposed to be perfect. So I'm also going to be using some other stuff from the Clique Kits store. And this is the Vicki Boutin metallic glaze. It's silver. And so I am going over a few of, actually, okay, so slow back. I'm actually not using the silver glaze. I am going to, but I put on some white gesso first. So this is just basic white gesso. This is a primer. It's going to get ready for any paint that I'm doing. So I don't know why I didn't, I guess I thought I filmed the blue and the yellow, but this is the paint from the media kit. I really love this paint. It's super fun. So a couple of the colors are a little bit more metallic. So the blue and the yellow and the black, but the black doesn't really feel like it's metallic. And then the red is a semi-gloss. But they are wonderful colors. And as you can see, you can't really see the tissue paper that much, and that's okay. A lot of times with mixed media, you end up covering a lot. And so I will say that paint dried really quick. So this is now where I'm using the Vicki Boutin Silver Glaze. I thought that this would be a good addition to the bright colors. Plus, it would just kind of give something else. So I did that circle, and then I did, and I just used a paintbrush. So I used a foam applicator, but there is a foam sponge that came in the mixed media kit or the media kit, and you could definitely use that too. That would have worked. So I cut this cityscape out of the TN kit, and I'm gonna once again add my matte acrylic medium, and then I'm putting this in. Now, so the one thing that, because this is meant for TN pages, it is a little bit thinner than that circle. I don't really know if it matters too much. Um, but it did kind of bug me that you could see the edge of it. So I thought about maybe adding this silver or like another piece of this page, but I couldn't get it in right because I had already put down. And maybe if I had did that before around the circle, if I had thought about it. So then I just took some of this black paint, and I'm going to fill in the circle and just kind of move it across the rest of that bottom part because it's already really dark. It's not perfect, and even with the black paint, the way that it is like this, you can see through it a little bit. It's not perfect, but really when you're looking at it, I don't think that's not what you first see. So I will say that I don't show the whole process because I think I lost some of my footage where I did a lot of the detailing work, but I used some paint pens, and I used this, and I'm going to use the stamps in a minute. So in the TN kit, we got a stamp pad that is a mini stamp pad. It's Catherine Pooler Designs, and it's rockin' red, and it's super fun. So I took the red, and you do have to let this dry for a minute before you are touching it because that paint is kind of got a gloss to it. So but it went on really well. I was surprised. I didn't know if it was going to work out. And this is the thing with art journaling. You never really know if it's going to work out until you do it. And if it doesn't turn out, I could have just added more paint, or I could have did something else to it and fixed it. So I thought about using the red, but I wanted to use something that stood out. So I'm using some white ink that I have. And I use that Superwoman, Supergirl stamp. I did kind of go over some of the lines with my paint marker a little bit. And so here you can see I used the paint pens again because the tips are like a pen. And so I use that with the yellow and stuff. So I will make sure I link to all the stuff that I use that's in the store. I hope you guys are inspired, and I hope you guys are inspired to do some fun things with your kit. I'll see you guys later. Bye.